Welcome to another episode, everybody. So, what did you guys think of Crash?
I think he's pretty cool, if you ask me. I mean, he had that, what do you call, screamo...
Screamophilia.
Yeah, that. But he sings pretty good. I mean, hell, I could use a good record player in my living room.
Oh yeah, he was cool, alright. I mean, I wanted to tell him that Samsung called and that they wanted to offer him a job as a ringtone.
To be up front, man, I know you're joking, but seriously, he's so good. They might pay him extra for it, so I think he should consider it.
Not the answer that I was looking for, but okay.
What you gotta be an a-hole like that, boy? I mean, he's got talent.
Blah, 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 blah. Load of plantains and vodka frita BS to me. In fact, I've had friends sing better like him.
Like
Really?
who?
Well,
You got nobody.
Hey, just shut up, okay? I'm in deep thought.
Dude, you never gave me those vibes. I'm sorry.
Hey, shut the hell up before I knock you down. I used to sing in a band.
Well, what was it called?
Well,
Spit it out, boy. I think you're lying.
Hey, it's been a long time. Give me time.
Well, until the retard tells
Hey,
us what it is,
Don't be a wisecrack.
what you got in store for today?
The story of the RMS Queen Mary didn't start as something scary. It started as one of the biggest and most beautiful ships ever built. In the early 1930s, the Cunard Line created the Queen Mary to carry people across the Atlantic Ocean in style. When it launched in 1934, it was like a floating hotel. Rich passengers walked through fancy halls, ate in huge dining rooms, and enjoyed music and parties while traveling between Europe and New York. But not everything on the ship was glamorous. Deep below the upper decks were tight, loud, and dangerous working areas where crew members spent long hours keeping the ship running. Even back then, accidents happened. People got hurt, and some even died. Then everything changed when World War II began. The Queen Mary was no longer a luxury ship. It was turned into a warship painted gray and used to carry thousands of soldiers across the ocean. People called it the Gray Ghost because it moved fast and quietly. Instead of a few hundred rich passengers, it carried over 15,000 troops at times. The ship felt crowded, tense, and dangerous, and soldiers slept close together, always knowing they could be attacked at any moment. Then something terrible happened in 1942. The Queen Mary crashed into another ship called the HMS Curacoa. The impact was so strong that the smaller ship split apart and sank. Because of wartime rules, the Queen Mary was ordered not to stop. It kept moving, leaving many sailors behind in the freezing ocean, and it was a moment filled with fear and loss, and many believe that something from that tragedy stayed with the ship. After the war, the Queen Mary went back to being a passenger ship, but things didn't feel the same. Workers started noticing strange things. They heard footsteps when no one was there. Doors would slowly open on their own. Lights would flicker for no reason. It wasn't constant, but it happened enough to make people uneasy. In 1967, the ship was retired and permanently docked in Long Beach. Today, it's a hotel where people can stay overnight, but that's also when the ghost stories became stronger. Walking onto the Queen Mary feels like stepping into a memory that never ended. The ship is huge, filled with twisting hallways, staircases, and closed-off rooms that can make people feel lost. Even workers say it's easy to get turned around inside. Some areas of the ship stand out more than others. These places don't feel strange. They feel heavy, quiet, in a way that seems alive, and many people say they feel watched there. These spots are known as the most active parts of the ship, where strange things happen the most. One of the most talked about rooms is stateroom B340. Many people believe it is the most haunted room in the ship. Guests reported hearing knocking sounds, feeling sudden cold air, and seeing small objects move on their own. Some feel like someone is standing there near them, even when they're alone. People who stay in the room often say they don't sleep well. Their dreams feel intense, almost like warnings. Some feel their blankets move or hear footsteps in the dark. Others say they sense something walking near the bed, even though nothing is there. Because of these stories, the room is often booked far in advance by people hoping to experience something themselves. The first class pool is one of the most famous places on the ship. Even though it has no water, people say they hear splashing and dripping sounds. The room is large, with tiled walls and high ceilings that make every sound echo. Many people claim to see a figure called the Lady in White. She is described as a woman in a long dress who moves quietly along the pool. She doesn't speak and she disappears quickly. Visitors also say they hear soft footsteps or even quiet laughter, even when the room is empty. Many feel this area holds strong emotion, like something from the past is still there. The second class pool has its own stories. People hear steady footsteps across the floor, even when no one is around. Others see shadows move along the walls or notice a faint smell of ocean water, even though the pool has been empty for years. The room feels tense, like something is waiting. Many guides say it feels like the space reacts to people being there. Deep below the ship is the engine room, filled with large machines, pipes, and shadows, and it's already an intense place, even without the stories. Visitors say they hear metal sounds that follow them as they walk. Some feel sudden cold spots. Others say they see figures that look like old crew members. One common story is about a man seen near a heavy door. People say he stands there quietly before fading away. Many tours include this area because of how often these stories are reported. Next is the shaft alley, and it's a narrow passage deep in the ship, and it feels tight and endless, with every step echoing loudly. People say this is where they feel watched the most. Some hear breathing behind them or footsteps that stop when they stop. Others see a shape at the end of the hallway that disappears when they get closer. The silence here feels heavy, like someone is nearby but hidden. And on the top of the ship, the bridge is where officers once guided the ship. People say they have seen figures that look like officers standing there, only to vanish moments later. Some hear quiet voices or feel like someone is standing next to them. Sounds travel strangely here, making it feel like the ship is still active. The promenade deck wraps around the ship and was once used for walking and relaxing. Now, people say they see a figure moving along the walkway, almost floating. Some hear footsteps beside them. Others could feel a cold breeze pass by, even when the air is still. The isolation ward was once used for sick passengers. It's a quiet and dim with small rooms. Visitors often feel sudden emotions here, like sadness or discomfort. Some feel like they should not be there. This area has strong cold spots, and while fewer people report seeing figures, many say the energy feels stronger here than anywhere else. Many believe the Queen Mary holds on to energy because of how it was built. Its metal walls and closed spaces carry sound and trap heat in cold and strange ways. The design of the ship creates silence and shadow that feel alive. Its long history and the many people who lived and worked on it may have left something behind. Everything about the ship seems to hold on to the past. Common experiences across a ship, figures in old clothing. People often see figures dressed like passengers or workers from long ago. They appear briefly and then fade away. And also common are footsteps and voices. People hear them walking behind them or outside their doors. Some hear voices nearby but find no one there. Sudden temperature changes. Many people feel sudden cold or warm spots that seem to move through the ship. Strange sounds, doors slam, water sounds echo, and metal tapping can be heard with no clear cause.
Do you hear the water? The doors are closing. Something's not right here. Stay away.
Some even hear faint music, shadows moving. Quick shadows are often seen moving across the walls or floors before disappearing. Understanding the Queen Mary, some people believe the ship is truly haunted. Others think these are echoes of the past, like memories left behind. The ship's design can confuse the senses, making sounds and feelings seem stronger than they are. Still, many believe the Queen Mary holds on to moments from its past, almost like they're frozen inside of it. Knowing the ship's history can shape what people think they see or hear. Even with these ideas, some experiences are hard to explain. But still, without any explanation, there's a lot of things that still can't be explained. And this is why people still visit the Queen Mary, and it continues to attract visitors from all over. But at the same time, some can learn its history while others come hoping to experience something unusual. And it's been featured in shows, videos, and tours that explore its strange reputation. Guests can even stay overnight and explore its most active areas. What makes the Queen Mary special is how real it feels. It's not just a story. It's a place where history and mystery exist together. And for many who step inside, it feels like the ship may still be holding on to something. Something quiet, hidden, and not ready to leave.
Wait a minute. I remember now. It was called the Macarenas.
Boy, that's a damn lie.
That was a song written by Los Del Rio, buddy, which you have no connection with. That's BS.
Hey, well, I'm not the one rambling about this Queen Mary crap. And besides, You weren't even around my whole life, so cut the crap.
Well, if you claim that this is your song and your band, then why don't you show us a picture, huh?
Yeah, I'll show you a picture. In fact, I got it right here.
Well, while you get that picture, buddy, I'll tell you guys another story. The Resurrection Mary Hitchhiker. One of the most famous stories in Chicago. It usually begins late at night. The road is quiet, lined with trees that block out most of the light. Headlights stretch far ahead, cutting through the darkness. There are long moments where it feels like you're the only person on the road. Then, someone appears. A young woman standing near the side of the street. She's almost always described the same way. Blonde hair, pale skin, and wearing a white dress that looks slightly old-fashioned. Not dirty, not torn, just out of place. Some drivers say she's walking slowly along the road. Others say she's standing still like she's waiting. And then she does something simple. She raises her hand, not aggressively, not urgently, just enough to signal that she needs a ride. Most people who stop say they weren't planning to. Something about her makes it feel natural, like helping her is the right thing to do. She gets in the car quietly, no sudden movements, no fear. She sits in the back seat, or sometimes the front, hands folded, looking straight ahead. If the driver tries to talk, she might respond, but her voice is soft, distant, almost like she's distracted. When asked where she's going, she usually gives a simple answer.
Resurrection Cemetery.
Then, as they get closer to the cemetery, the moment comes without warning. She's gone. No door opens, no sound, no shift in the car. 1 second she's there. The next second, the seat is empty. According to a video posted by the After Death Paranormal in 2011 on YouTube, a young man by the name of Jerry Payless, a witness to this story, had met the young woman in a ballroom, only to find later that she had vanished.
There was a young man, his name was Jerry Payless. He actually met a young woman one night at a dance, a pretty blonde woman. Spent the entire evening with her. They had dinner together, they had drinks together, he danced with her. He even claimed that he kissed her a couple of times. At the end of the evening, he offered her a ride home, which she accepted. Jerry then took her down Archer Avenue, right across the street from Resurrection Cemetery. He offered to drive her the rest of the way home. Instead, she put her hand on his and said, "Where I'm going, you can't follow." Got out of the car, ran across the road directly toward the gates to the cemetery, and disappeared. Now, it was at that point that Jerry claimed that he realized he'd spent the entire evening with a ghost.
Then there's another story where a man's father once worked at the Chet's Melody Lounge, only to be told by a customer who brought a young woman to use the bathroom.
Since the 1960s, they've been serving drinks directly across the street from Resurrection Cemetery. All too convenient for a thirsty ghost.
Many years ago, a cab driver actually came in at 3 o'clock in the morning and asked my father, who was tending bar at the time, where the girl was. He said he picked up a girl, asked to stop here to use the bathroom. My father and the customers that were here had no idea what he was talking about because the door never opened. He said he's seen her come in here, and he thought that she was trying to just stiff him for the cab ride. So he was irate, and my father said, well, no one came in. The customer said no one came in, and the cab driver thought that that everyone was just sticking up for this girl. So my father let him look through the place, and he just said, well, there's nobody here. He just shook his head and left.
Drivers had pulled over in panic, checking the back seat, stepping outside, searching the road, thinking maybe she slipped out somehow. But there's nothing. No footsteps, no trace. In some of the most chilling reports, drivers continue to the cemetery gates in shock. And when they look toward the entrance, they claim to see her again, standing inside the gates. There are also older accounts from cemetery workers who said they saw a young woman matching her description, walking among the graves late at night. When they tried to approach her, she disappeared near a specific burial site. Over time, people began to piece together a possible story. Many believe she was a young woman who died decades ago, possibly in a car accident after leaving a dance hall nearby. Some versions say she was hit by a car, others say she never made it home, but no version has ever been confirmed. What makes the Resurrection Mary story so unsettling isn't just the idea of a ghost, it's the pattern. The same road, the same girl, the same quiet ride. and the same ending. A passenger who gets in your car, sits beside you in silence, and disappears before you ever get the chance to understand who or what. And if the stories are true, she's still out there, walking that road, waiting for the next car to slow down.
Alejandro boy, did you find that picture yet?
Yeah, here it is. Got it right here. I'm gonna prove you a-holes wrong.
Boy, that don't look like a picture of you and your band. It looks like some kindergarten drawing of these stick figures playing hide and go seek.
I ain't gonna say crap.
Hey, you just a dumb cracker, and you just a redneck. This is a picture of me, and if it came from me, then it is a real picture, okay?
You know what, boy? I'm done trying to insult my intelligence with this dumb artwork. Bob Ross would say you suck.
And so what if I did draw it, huh? My artwork would be approved by the President of the United States, while yours would be approved by the President of Bud Light.
Oh, yeah, so I'm the asshole. What about you? What are you?
Oh, yeah,
you are the
yeah,
asshole, or
yeah,
you the
yeah.
Chewbacca asshole?
Well, I might
Send your
be
ass
young,
out
but
to
I'm
outer
stronger.
space with your
You wanna come try me,
Chewbacca-looking ass.
Oh, right, you all. Hope you enjoyed it, and please subscribe to David Talks. Also comment to this question. What were your ghost experiences? I'd like to know, growing up, or stories you heard. Would love to hear it.
Blah, 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 blah,
Come on, go. Yeah.